What's going on, everybody? Wicked Wookie here, and today we're going to take a look at the Argo Raft in 4.1.1. And right off the bat, she got a big ol' upgrade, jumping from 96 SCU all the way up to 192. And that, in my opinion, is what this old girl should have held all along, instead of three little old 32 size containers. So my theory is that when CIG first made this ship, they were going to move stuff physically with a crane top operating machine, something like how the Reclaimer is going to operate physically and actually munch stuff and move stuff, but that's just too resource intensive and it's not absolutely necessary. So using laser beams and tractor beams is a fun, easy sci-fi answer that really speeds up time and saves resources. So this is a great idea. The only people I think that might have a problem with this will be a hypothetical crane operator unions guild. They might not like tractor beams. I did run into a few issues, but mostly because it's just PTU stuff. So when I did auto loading for 32 SCU boxes, it did kind of put them to the side, and halfway through the landing gear and reattaching them was kind of impossible, but that's just the nature of PTU. That stuff will get ironed out. As far as ship tractor beam locations go, this one's in a pretty good spot. I haven't really had a lot of issues with trying to load or unload anything about not seeing it or stuff being in the way. So I think all in all, that's a pretty decent spot to put it. And of course, Argo is the industrial ship brand in the verse, and the Argo Raft is one of my favorite looking ones. You look at this thing and you instantly know, man, that ship is meant to move stuff. There ain't no question about it. And the view you get from the bridge is excellent. And you even got this nice bespoke sewer grate, you know, in case you can't make it to the bathroom. And you also have a nice bull bar right there, just in case you run into any wildlife. Now for the ship weapons, it's only going to come from the factory, so to speak, with two guns mounted on the top, which are two size 3s on a remote turret. You can additionally, after you purchase the ship, add two size 1s underneath it, and the pilot does now have access to all of these guns, but keep in mind, it's only going to fire what's in your front field of view. If you want that top turret to have its full range of motion, you're going to need a co-pilot to use that remotely, and then in which case a pilot will no longer have access to the top turret, but just the two size 1s, while the co-pilot operates the two size 3s. Now my favorite thing so far to this patch is the fact that you need to use your VTOLs if you're in gravity to stay afloat. You can't just cruise in there nimbly bimbly anymore and expect to float like a feather. You're going to have to put some power down, which I think is awesome. I love what CIG's been doing recently on making big ships feel heavy, and this is definitely the right direction, and I think it's fantastic. Alright, and behind the bridge we have the airlock, and you'll discover this is where you're going to be exiting the ship because it's faster than the elevator, and you can just laser beam on some new ankles. And in the living quarters, you got your bunk, kitchen, and a little dining table here with a window so you can look out and make sure nobody's trying to steal your cargo while you're eating. And this is an industrial grade kitchen. I don't know what this thing is going to make in the future, but it looks like it's going to make some of the best tubed beef you've ever had. You also have your onboard storage here. You got two lockers that'll hold all your stuff. And you also have, well, there's supposed to be a teddy bear here. I don't know where that thing got off to. Anyway, adjacent to that is going to be the suit locker room. So you have 4 lockers here to what I hope one day is going to be a one click and you put on everything. I hope that's the case. CIG have briefly mentioned that in the past. No idea how far away we are from that, but hopefully that is soon. And over here you got your weapons rack and the teddy bear's head. That's terrifying. But yeah, here's your weapons locker. And that brings us to the upper deck. There are 2 ways up here. You can take a ladder or you can take the elevator. This is where all your components are held behind aluminum garage doors. And you can pull these components out, sort of, but getting them in and out is going to be a pain in the butt, as it is with a lot of ships at the moment. So if you want to change something, you're probably going to be better off just to do that in your hangar. This is also the floor where you're going to have the terminal where you can access that remote tractor beam turret. And the best part about the engineering floor is the engine room, because man, they did a goddamn good job on these suckers. It's so beautiful. Okay, and speaking of beautiful, if you want to see Star Citizen in all of its glory, Check out Be My Tracker. For just 30 bucks, you can use your existing webcam to track your head and eye movement. This really does add a whole nother layer of immersion to the game. If you haven't tried out Be My Tracker, definitely check out my link to do that. You can try it out for free with their demo. And if you want to know more about Be My Tracker and how to set it up, check out my dedicated review video here. All right, guys, I appreciate you, and y'all have a good one. See ya.